Alright guys, this will be a quick YouTube video to show you how to install and configure Python MCP server to interact with the Palo Alto firewalls. I was trying to learn how MCP server work, and I decided to build one to see what are the use case for using an MCP server and what it can do on the firewall. So initially I wrote a post about it on my website, and I received some question, and they decided to do I decided to do a YouTube video about it. So I will show it to you. It's fairly simple. This is purely experimental. I'm not a developer. I just tried some stuff until I understand how they work. So let's go through this. So we'll first git clone the repo. All right, and then let's open VS Code. So you can see this is the lab 001. There's also a 002 that I'm finishing right now. It's gonna add some more MCP tools to the LLM, but I'll talk about this on a different video. So let's get inside it and look at the code a little bit. It's this one. So it's loading a FastMCP library, which make using MCP easy in Python, and then it's using the PanOS Python, which is a SDK for Palo Alto. Um, so yeah, it's logging. This will be on a VM that I have, a Palo Alto VM that I have, so there is no certificate. To bypass the warning, we do this, and then okay, this is to create the MCP server. It's going to be waiting on two variables to run the strip. So there will be the firewall IP, of course, and its API key. This will be provided by the JSON file of Claude that I will explain after. And then it's okay, it's doing all of this thing. This is to create the firewall object. And then this is where the MCP part comes in. We are going to be creating MCP tool, which are basically functions that are provided to the LLM, and it allows the LLM to do stuff on the Palo Alto firewall. So one of them is to create an address object, right? This is the first one I was trying to do. I guess it's the most simple one. It will be, and then this, the doc string here in the Python, it gives context to the LLM, and it tells it what it can do, and what it's expecting and what to return, right? And then, okay, it's gonna do this. It's gonna be expecting a name, an IP address, and maybe a description. And then we're gonna use PanOS Python to send the API call to the Palo Alto firewall, like you would normally do with the Python script interacting with the Palo Alto firewall, right? So this is one of the MCP tool, and the other are to list address object, and then to delete address object, and finally to update address object, right? It's like the CRUD operation that you can do. And voila, that's it. So let's try this. In order to try this, we need to connect Claude to this server, this Python MCP server. And we'll need the Claude Desktop config file, a JSON file. I provided two. One is for using a virtual environment in Python, which I recommend. And the other, it's when you want to install all of the library in your Python environment. So let's use this one. I think it's more clean. This is a brand new install of Python. So if I do list, you will see that there is nothing else, right? So what we want to do now is to create the virtual environment and then install the library. And then when Claude will send a query to the MCP server, we want it to use the Python environment. But also all of the links for the GitHub and this will be included in the description of this video. So it's fairly simple, right? We're gonna just follow the step that I wrote. You go into your folder, you create the environment. All right, now it's done. And then this command here is required the first time. If you've never run a virtual environment before on your Windows machine, you might need to do this. I'm recording this now on a new Windows VM, and I had to do it the first time. So you can just, otherwise it will not work. You will not be allowed to activate your environment. So you do this, okay, thank you, and then you can activate the virtual environment. We'll sit here, and you see now it's in green. You are in it, and now what we need to do is to install the requirement, right? And you will see they are right here. PanOS Python, FastMCP, and setup tools, which seems to be recommended for PanOS Python. So let's install, and it's going to take some time. All right, now it's done. Let's look at it. All right, so it's installed a bunch of stuff. So now we can try it. So now that we've installed the virtual environment, we've installed all of the dependency, the next step is to configure Claude, right? So there is this file here. All right, now it's time to fill this up. We need to put the commands to run the Python executable that is inside the virtual environment. In my case, it will be under user Jeremy desktop, and then this will go like this. The arg for the argument, this is where the strip reside, and then the IP. And for the API key, I have it generated right here. I will paste it. Basically, you simply put your API key here. In my case, it's a lab firewall with a dummy admin account, so I don't care to share it. It's this one that we just modified. And then we're going to look for the Claude app data roaming Claude, and it should be right. Well, I'll delete this one. It should be right here, right? So you will not have any unless you configured an MCP server in the past, but now it should, that file should not exist prior, right? So, and it's important that the name is like this, right? So now this is done. Let's open Claude and see if it works. So there is no error. Now to see if it's properly able to find the MCP tool, you can check here. Search and tool, you can see, oh, Palo Alto. Click on that thing, create address object, list, delete, update. So that's good. All right, so let's look at something on the Palo Alto Firewall here. All right, I'm on the Palo Alto Firewall now. This is in my lab. So we'll ask it to create a new object, a new address object, right? And okay, on my Palo Alto Firewall, can you create address object with the name load test and the value 104.32. Then you click good. I'll create an address object, and then it's asking for permission, right? So you can see the name, cloud test, IP address, okay, allow once. Perfect, it did it, so let's refresh. It's right here. All right, now let's try other MCP tools. Can you list all of my address object? Well, let's try without saying this. Okay, Allow. Nice, it was able to do it. And now let's try, let's say, to delete this one. Can you delete this address object? I'll delete. It only needs the name when you delete an object. So allow. See, it's smart because it's currently being referenced by a security rule on your firewall. Okay. So let's do, what's the name of the object we just created? Claude Desktop. Instead, can you delete? Okay. Success. So let's look here, refresh, and it was able to do it.